Howdy, folks, and welcome to episode 187. Too much turkey? I don't know about you guys, but last Thursday on Thanksgiving, we had plenty of the bird. Um, no thanks to Reese anymore. But yeah,
Out of that industry finally.
yeah, but we had a pretty good Thanksgiving. I hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving too. Um, I don't know if any of y'all saw, but Scala Gremlin was in apparently a little bit of detoxification um, last week because we weren't here. Scala, sorry about that, buddy, but we're here tonight. So we may or may not get an Andrew here in a little while. May or may not see a Todd or a War Mutt. We'll see who shows up. Nord was in early. Says, I'm not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep. I'm afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion. Alexander the Great. How true. Um, because a strong leader can make a mediocre unit achieve greatness, where a weak leader will draw down his entire unit to his level. And I can't think of a better way of expressing, of seeing that than in the episode 8 in Band of Brothers, where you had Dyke taking Easy Company into Foy and just completely collapsing and getting everybody killed because his ineptitude, see ya, his ineptitude drew, drew down the quality of the men around him, and then Spears goes in and takes over like a lion.
Another
So
good example of that is how a good base can make a poor miniature good.
exactly, very good point. It's all about the basing, and nice segue there to talk about the greatness that is. Excuse me. Oh, there you go. Yeah. The basing that you get at Geek Gaming. Uh, oh, where's my stuff? I think it fell. Oh, there it is. Yeah, Geek Gaming Scenics at geekgamingusa.com. Uh, the product, as we've always said, makes your crappy models look good, your good models look great, and your great models look absolutely fabulous. So head on over there. You can't beat the price on the product either. Yeah, you can do it yourself, but you're having if you do it yourself, you're going to have enough stuff to basically base the entirety of Arkansas, and who needs that? You know, for like $8 or $9, you can get a an 8 ounce bag, and that 8 ounce bag is going to last you 300-400 miniatures easily. And
Arkansas is
then
already pretty well based. We got Louisiana down there.
you want a good base,
At least we're standing on something.
right? And of course, they're faster. I mean, you can use regular. You can use regular PVA or Elmer's glue, but I'm going to tell you the fast drying basing glue is the way to go.
That's
Again,
where it's
I
at.
think it's about $8 or $9. Can't beat it. Just go over there, geekgamingusa.com, and when you order, put in a note saying, "Hey McMurray, we heard about y'all over at Not Jay's uh, show," and he'll send a response back. So, and of course, our other sponsor is Wiley Games. Head over to wiley-games.com. The newest entry in Fistful of Lead, The Glorious Adventures in the Age of Steam. This book is amazing. It's three rule sets for the price of basically one. You got your skirmishes, which 5-man teams, your bigger battles, which gives you depending on how you work it, it could be something as small as a company as or as big as a battalion. Per depending on how you base things and whatnot, and also the airships. Uh, you know, flying battleships. You can't beat that stuff. So head on over there. No sales currently, but I have a suspicion we'll hear something soon uh, for Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and the what is it 37 other holidays that happen between Thanksgiving and the New Year. Speaking of McMurray,
Speaking of
huh,
McMurray, you were speaking of McMurray?
yeah,
We
we're
were
telling
speaking of
people
you.
when they go to geekgamingusa.com and place an order to put a note in there that says hi McMurray. Heard about y'all over at Not Jay's show, and that you would give him a little note.
Working on it, yeah.
So there you go.
Absolutely. If I pack your order, there's going to be something interesting in there. I'm still sad I didn't send Chris Long a banana, but that's okay.
Just
Yeah.
don't let the kids open whatever you get from them. If
Win
it
some,
really
you lose
likes it.
some. Most of them aren't profane. I know you don't have children.
Now, one thing I do want to mention, and Jay has posted this previously. If you do live in Canada right now, we know that your postal service is on strike, so they are holding all orders to Canada right now. So you can order it, especially if there's a sale. Go ahead and order it during the sale, and know that they're going to hold it until the strike is over, so it doesn't get lost out there in the ether. So
Is that
um,
Wiley or
that's
Geek
Wiley.
Game?
I don't know about Geek Game. I don't know
Oh, okay.
what Tim is doing. I just know that Jay has commented that
Yeah.
they're aware of the strike, and so they're just holding all shipments out because they only use USPS. They don't use UPS or FedEx or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
We have a chainsaw stuck in Canada right now because of that.
Buddy,
oh,
you got
fun.
to use wedges.
Fun.
It's a 48-inch saw.
I don't care. You still got a wedge, or else the blade's going to get stuck.
I know what you mean, but
Zing. Got him.
oh,
Telemachus came in and waved and said, "Squeak." Nordic came back with, "Hello, Telemachus. How you doing this cold evening?" Uh, Charles is giving greetings and salutations. And he says, "Spent some time in the morning and a lot of time in the afternoon with my daughter and grandkids. All three, I'm tired and worn out." I get you, man. I get you.
Most people can't keep up with you, Charles.
No, they can't. I mean, I'm not telling tales here. Charles is a very experienced gentleman,
Oh, yeah.
and
with no sign of slowing down.
most gentlemen of his experience would not be able to do what he does. So, more power to you, brother.
Oh, yeah. Obviously wouldn't make stuff up about Charles. No.
No. Nord comes back and says, "Greetings, Sir Jack. How's the evening going?" Telemachus is soaking in the warm snow. If your snow is warm, you better check your britches.
Bubba, you really, really, really need to get inside and dry if the snow is warm, bud.
Yeah. Charles' daughter and I took all three kids to the doctor's office at the same time. Oh, good gravy. I feel for you, brother. I feel for you because I certainly can't reach you. North says, "Sounds like a good day. Check. I'm selecting some miniatures I want from Old Glory 15s since they have their winter sale going. Going with classical antiquity from about 500 BCE to 110 BCE, ending at the time of the Marian reforms." Oh, very nice, Nord. Hope to see some great work from you. Yeah, like I said, I don't know. There's not any sales going on right now for Wiley Games, but there is a sale going on over at Old Glory. So go check it out. And make sure it's the U.S. Old Glory, not the UK Old Glory. Spend
I
your
think he's
money
talking
with
about Old
you.
Glory 15s, which
What's
is
that?
I think he's talking about Old Glory 15s, which very confusingly is a different company.
Right, but still, don't go to Old Glory UK because the guy that runs that's a dick.
Yeah, dude is a dick. Fair.
So, I have no problem calling somebody out.
That guy's
You
just a dick.
know, there are some people that, well, I don't want to cause a fuss. Fuck it, I'm causing a fuss.
The people are
Old
dicks.
Glory UK is a dick. Plans to convert the rules of Great Battles of History to miniature form. My basing will be 80 millimeter frontage by 40 millimeter depth for infantry and 80 millimeter frontage and 60 millimeter depth for chivalry, cavalry and chariots. Very nice. We got the OG in the hizzy. How you doing, Devin? Glad you're here, buddy. Always glad to have you around. Either breaking the units into two bases with 40 millimeter frontage, just keep it a single, or keep it a single base. Um, I would split it up. I would have two 40 millimeter bases that go side by side. The reason for that is that you can then turn around and use it because with other stuff like War Master, because that's a 40 millimeter base there. It's a 40 by 20. Um, yeah, it's a 40 by 20, but you know you get two of them together like this, and you got an 80 millimeter base frontage, and you said 40 deep. Well, that's just easy. It's you take four of those bases to get what you need. So there you go. That's not how that works. That's not how any of this works. There you go. Boom. Just like that. Ta-da! Um, Charles says we don't like turkey. Ham's a good option. Ham's a very good option. That's what we're doing for Christmas. We're actually doing uh, Christmas is going to be ham based, so that'll be good. Hissy's in the hizzy. Hey peeps, I'm in the middle of Los Angeles traffic on my way home, and I'll watch the show until my battery and my phone dies. Well, there you have it. Nord says Mutt is making salmon and rice.
What?
Oh, so instead of turkey, I don't know. Maybe Nord's got a pipeline to the Mutt. Who knows?
Huh.
Let's see here. There's more back and forth. I'm not going to go through all of this. Y'all can discuss amongst yourselves. Scala, I have not checked out how different the airship rules are from the Starfighter rules yet. I mentioned to Jay Wiley earlier today. I'm going to after I get some more stuff done for War Master. I'm going to start digging in on using my Leviathan models
The
from Catalyst.
the
Uh,
main thing is that the entire section focuses on what is essentially 2 to 4 pages in Starfighters, being the big stuff, the fleet rules, and that's the whole focus of the chunk in Great Adventures in the Age of Steam.
That
That's
and
the
it
big thing.
includes altitude.
It greatly expands on that, and then it does add some stuff. There's not necessarily changes. It's not like they go back and alter the rules that are already in place. It's more of an expansion on those 2 pages of rules. But yeah, Sorry, keep going, Chris.
No, that's perfect because I haven't had a chance to sit down and look through them yet. So
I like them quite a bit.
they are
yeah.
quite fun.
And Devin has answered my question before I asked it. The
On the
games are
boat?
in customs. No, they're in customs.
Oh, sweet, nice.
So hopefully we'll be getting those soon. Soon. Hello, Hex. How are you doing, Jeffrey?
Howdy, gents.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
What's up?
Good to see you, sir. Glad you joined us.
Ditto.
So, excuse me. Whew, heavens. So one thing that I have done, I've not done a whole lot of hobbying in the last week or so with Thanksgiving and all that, but I did get this cleaned up. My whatever, my Crusader Quar medium tractor. I'd put too much Nuln oil on it previously, and so it got way too dark. So I went ahead and basically did a repaint.
There you go.
And I think it turned out pretty good, all in all. This is going to be used for What a Tractor, which is going to be making an appearance at CJ3 in January. Any word yet from you, McMurray, as to what your schedule is looking like yet?
In January?
Yeah.
What is the weekend?
It's the weekend just prior. It's the 17th, 18th, and 19th of January.
I am working that weekend.
God bless America. See, before we always had to work around my brother's drill.
Don't work
calendar.
around my work
No,
schedule.
I'm not. No, it's just that whenever something came up that Jay wanted to do, he would go to look at his drill calendar and say, "I've got drill that weekend."
Every
Now
time.
that he doesn't have drill anymore, we're now dealing with you having to work every other weekend, and the every other weekend thing is not lining up for us.
No, it doesn't. It does not line up to every other gaming day.
Such frustration.
Because I got to take off. I already had to put in my request for March to Victory because I'm supposed to be working that weekend also.
Mutt, how's the salmon and rice?
It's good. So,
Oh yeah, I'm not going to be coming to March to Victory this year.
You butthole! What?
Yeah, Reese, I'm not either. I can't make it.
I'm going to be in Hawaii.
You're gonna be in Hawaii?
That's worth it.
What on earth are you going to Hawaii for?
You better be going to look at her.
Who?
It's exactly what I'm going to do.
BB63, baby.
That's fair.
I will be at Pearl Harbor and the Pacific Cemetery and Missouri.
So, what other reason why you're going to Hawaii? Just vacation with the wife?
Family vacation, yeah. So
fair enough.
My dad said, "You're taking this time off from work. I'm paying for most of it. You're coming." I said, "Okay."
You can't argue. You can't argue.
Done that. Don't want to go back.
Somebody is paying for you to go. You're going to the U.S. You're going to go see USS and someone's paying for it.
Yes.
What's the largest check bag you own?
Right.
I can fit you in it. Once we get to Hawaii, you're for yourself. But call John and maybe we can get you a room or something.
I can fit a hammock inside of my pants.
You're just chilling on the beach with a hammock.
Dude, yeah, call John. You might be able to hang out with the parrots.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's a good idea. I can hang out with Piscotti.
Yep.
Yeah, Reese, you can go do all your family shit.
Yeah. I know there will be horses involved. We're at least doing.
Are there horses in Hawaii?
Oh, there's big ranching culture down in Hawaii
Why?
because somebody's got to eat beef down there, and you can't ship it from the mainland.
Well, yeah,
Well, you
given that
could.
legitimately everything has to travel through U.S. ports before it can go to Hawaii. Yeah, because that makes sense. But it's also true.
Charles says, get refrigerator magnets as gifts for everyone. Well, you will be missed. You will be missed.
I
hopefully-
did not realize it was a conflict until the minute I said that. It popped into my head. I went, that's what I was.
So y'all are going the last weekend of March, huh?
I believe so.
Hey, fair enough. I mean, I'll be honest. If my dad said, hey, we're going to Hawaii, and it's on this particular weekend, I don't care what else is happening that weekend. I'm going to Hawaii.
Well, yeah, you guys have a purpose to go there. I mean, I went there to evaluate a unit, and we ended up staying down at the Ilokai Hotel on Waikiki Beach, not in Schofield Barracks where we should have were originally going to stay. I had to eat a freaking McDonald's every night down the street. Damn Happy Meal was like $10, and that was years ago.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
it's not cheap.
the climate, no insects, no snakes, none of that stuff, and it is gorgeous. A lot of Japanese, though. A lot of Japanese.
Scala says, drunk on a beach, the real reason to go to Hawaii.
Yep.
Can't go wrong.
No.
Can't go wrong. Nord, that wasn't the Arizona. It was actually USS Missouri. And this is a 1/1200 scale. And she is in 1/700 or 1/1200 scale. Larger than my calipers will measure. Let's put it that way.
That's what she said.
Right?
Somebody had to say.
That's 6 inches there. And another 2 3/4 inch. So 8 3/4 inches long for a 1/1200 scale, which makes sense since she's 880 feet, roughly. I thought the real reason to go to Hawaii was Kate Beckinsale being there as a nurse. If you're making a reference to that god-awful film Pearl Harbor, then yatch.
You got to go to a luau.
Yeah.
Fake or not, you got to go to a luau.
Oh, believe me, Charles, I'm wearing my roadie shorts on the beach, but I will not be doing the hula.
I'm confused as so like. What? Because aren't there? I thought there's more than just Missouri in Hawaii. Isn't there a Gato in Hawaii also?
I'm sure there is. There, and obviously there's also the Arizona Memorial and the Utah Memorial.
Correct. Absolutely. I thought there was a standby. Oh no, it's a Palau. It's Bowfin. Okay, it's a Palau, not a Gato.
Okay.
But either way, yeah, dude. Like,
don't worry, I'll take plenty of pictures and send them to you all for reference photos.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
absolutely. Ultimately, the question is why, like, when you have the opportunity to go see USS Missouri and then everything else in Pearl Harbor, when are you going to go? Like, what? How long are you going to be there?
A week and a half, maybe.
Holy crap!
Yeah,
you can spend an entire day on Missouri.
I was about to say, and you're going to have time to go to the beach in addition to going to Missouri?
Yes.
Huh. Okay.
Dude, if it came down to you have to make a choice. You only have enough time to either go to U.S. to Pearl Harbor or go to the beach.
I'm going
I've
Pearl.
seen a beach before.
Yeah,
Now, granted,
I lived in Florida for 5 years.
now, granted, the beach was the Texas Gulf Coast, and it's not exactly a tropical beauty spot, but I've seen large expanses of water with sand.
I've been to Sanibel, I've been to Vero, I've been to Key West, I've been to
I,
St. Augustine. A
yeah,
beach is a beach.
I have not been to a 55,000-ton battle wagon from 1944. Just saying.
I don't know. My first wife was pretty close. Wow. Thank God she lives in Germany and probably ain't watching this.
God, I would say shots fired, but that was crossing the T, sir.
That was wonderful.
Oh, dang.
We're probably also going to spend. I think we lost Chris. No, he's here.
I'm back.
We're going to spend some time in the Pacific War Cemetery and find a few cousins. So.
Oh, we also have Mike in the house. How are you doing, Mike? Meandering.
Mikey!
Good to see everybody. Oh, God. Yeah, you know what? Nord says the view from the bridge of an Iowa-class battleship is awe-inspiring. The main guns make you feel insignificant standing there. I get that. I got that from being next to the main guns on USS Texas.
I got that shit when I was on Kid as a child, and those are 5-inch 38s.
Yeah. So,
Dude, it
like I
only
said,
costs $40 a day to go beyond Missouri, and you could be there for 8 hours.
that's only $5 an hour. That is money well spent.
Reese, I'm still confused as to when you're going to have time to go to the beach if you only have an hour there. You can stay there overnight? What?
When Texas gets back, they do offer overnight camping with your youth organization.
Yeah, I did that on USS Kitty Hawk, maybe down there.
Is Broadsides ever going to come back to Texas? The USS Texas?
Oh, I'm sure it will.
Okay, because that was pretty cool.
Yeah. The carrier down in Corpus.
Yeah, I'm trying
That's
to think of
USS Lexington.
Okay, there you go. My bad. Yeah, the Gray Ghost.
Yes,
Correct.
CV-16, which
Yeah,
is
that was-
interesting.
Yeah, we did that. I did that maybe in 8th grade or something. We drove down there, my whole scout troop. We drove down there like for a spring break maybe or something. I don't know. It was the coolest fucking thing I've done in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, Lexington's fun. Lexington is really cool. They actually put a movie theater in what was the forward elevator well.
Correct. Granted,
Sorry.
Bless you.
like
So
Lexington is a cool example of a really early Essex.
yes,
But I gotta say, it would be super fucking awesome and wild to be able to walk through the first Lexington, the converted battle cruiser.
well, you'd have to have scuba gear for that.
I'm aware. That's why I said it'd be awesome. But especially as built with the 4 8-inch gun turrets.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. hi, this is America. We have these 8-inch gun turrets sitting around, so we're going to put them on an aircraft carrier. Cool?
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
This is our heavy cruiser. I mean, aircraft carrier. I mean, heavy cruiser. I mean, wait, what?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, dude.
of course, Japan did have to up the ante, though.
What, with the Issei's?
Yeah.
Yeah, except for that you could actually put aircraft onto Lexington and Saratoga as opposed to Issei, which theoretically had the capability for what, 6 fighters?
They were, if I remember correctly, they were either Jakes or Oscars, which
Well,
was
no, they're not zeros. They're dog shit, but
yeah. Well, it's the reason why they were dog shit is because they had pontoons on them.
well, yeah, because they couldn't land back on Issei.
Right.
Had to recover them out of the water, and then
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
But-
catapult
Toddy,
style.
you've got the link. If you want to make snide remarks, you can make them, face to face
Yeah.
here.
buddy,
on
that'd
it,
be
Todd.
awesome. Please do, Mr. Toddley. Actually,
Uh,
I played a game with Todd yesterday.
Get the fuck out.
It was quite wonderful.
Your tiddlywinks?
No, we played Blitzkrieg Commander yesterday.
Outstanding.
It was quite good. I don't think it's going to be the rule set for
March
a
of the
big
Tree?
multiplayer game.
All right.
It's still very fun, and I had a great time playing it. But it's fairly involved with counters and dice record keeping for a bunch of people who've not played it before,
Right.
especially if spread out over a table. So Todd did, however, make the stellar recommendation of Great Escape Games Iron Cross, which looks like it might be a winner. Yeah, which in reading, it's at base equals squad instead of base equals platoon. But that's a-okay, that's fine. I'm delighted with that, in all honesty. Big fan of that. I have also been in U571, Charles, or U505. U505 is the one at the Field Museum.
I
It's
have
pretty
not. I need to take that trip. I mean, I only live 3.5 hours from Chicago. They're 4.5 hours from Chicago.
That was it's a pretty cool one. It is.
What I need to do is get a train ticket up to Chicago. Because that way I don't have to worry about driving and finding a place to park and all that bullshit. And get my buddy that lives up in Chicago. I actually got a couple of buddies that live up in Chicago, and have them haul my ass around when I'm up there.
You got to go to the Field Museum.
That's where, or is that Museum of Science and Industry is where the U-boat's at? Either way, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's Science and Industry, but the Field Museum is where the Ghosts of the Darkness are.
Correct. Hell
Oh,
yes.
those are the lions, right?
The Savo
Yes.
Lions, yeah.
And there's a couple other man eaters that are stuffed in there too. It's kind of cool.
Yes.
I thought those were in the back alley.
No, that's down the hall with the oats.
Nice.
Gross.
Nice.
Oh, gross.
Excuse me.
We're on a roll tonight.
Well, I mean, this is what happens when we haven't been together for a week.
Or longer than that on my part. I think I may have skipped out.
Yeah, you missed. Actually, this is you missed. We missed last week, and I think you missed the week before.
Yeah, because we had a really bad fire on the ranch, and I was still recovering from smoke inhalation. So, and then had to speak at church with smoke inhalation. So, instead of 20 minutes, I spoke for 5 and told everybody to go home. So,
Nice.
which was much appreciated, I might add, from just about everybody.
Right?
So,
No. So what I know what Reese is working on. He's got a big announcement to tell everybody. Hexy, what have you been doing lately? What games have you been playing?
Well, I can't say the game, but I'm playing my Battle of the Bulge thing for December,
Uh,
and I am playing. I'm getting ready. I'm actually reading the rules here to an old Clash of Arms Chancellorsville game, Pinnacle of Victory, because I have been freaking an epic failure for the games I've attempted to play on the Civil War in the last 2 weeks because they all fucking suck or their rules are broken. Other than that, same old, same old.
How's your weather out there? Did you get any of the snow that
Well, let's see. So
we?
twice tonight, I checked the weather on my phone. It said it's snowing in falling water. So I walked outside. Nope. About 2 hours later, icy mix falling in falling waters. I walked outside. Nope. But it is colder than hell out there.
Well, it actually it got up to 50 degrees today, which was nice. Except it was also blowing. The wind was blowing like stink,
Right.
which I hate it. You know. Hey Murray, what have you been up to? What have you been working on?
Just random stuff.
You sending me a box. I know that.
A bunch of folks. I'm helping some folks out with some 3D printing stuff, so that's eating a whole bunch of time up. All kinds of stuff. Trying to organize stuff still. Turns out, doing that every 5 or 6 years is probably not as advisable as just trying to stay on top of it in the first place. But other than that, I mean, there's been a whole lot of holiday stuff going on, so I haven't done a whole lot hobby-wise.
I get where you're coming from on that holiday thing. Mr. Mutt,
What?
what you got going on, brother?
Oh, jeez. Just finished the last part of the Zombicide game, so it's over with.
Did you
Priming
survive?
miniatures, getting ready for a challenge and all that stuff, and gonna probably throw up another game. I'm not sure I want to do historical. I'm not sure. We'll see. But getting a lot of 3D terrain coming in, and I'm working on the 15s and all that. Who knows? We'll see. I might get the Christmas miniature game going again here since it's Christmas time. Doesn't feel like it here because it's in the 80s over here. It sucks. So,
Oh, boo hoo. It's 80 degrees. Oh, boo hoo. I don't want to hear it.
yeah. Well, it sucks when summertime was in the 100s and all that crap, and it's only in the 80s. We'd like to have some kind of cold weather.
I'll take 80s in the winter and 100s in the summer any time over 90s in the summer and 30s in the winter.
Yeah, and we're in that La Nina thing, so we're not going to get much water or precipitation or whatever this winter. So, oh well. Oh well.
Yeah, life goes on, right?
Besides that, I'm getting skinnier.
That's good.
256 down to 242.
Outstanding.
Doc put me on those Ozempic stuff because my A1C was outrageous. Yep. And yeah, that's it. That's else. Got tons of videos up on just doing my thing, hobby. So I'll be quiet now. Chat to you. We do all need to get into a miniature war game again, like do some kind of miniature war game online.
Yeah.
Accurate. I would agree.
Yeah.
At some point when I get for a weekend, I'll set something up and put on the camera.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just don't trust the connection over here. Ever since like I said, you guys know this. Ever since we went fiber, for some reason the connection's just not what it used to be. So Unless I boost it up to 2 gig. Cox Cable has 2 gig stuff going on now, but I don't know. Yeah.
Well, speaking of internet, I switched over to Verizon wireless internet,
Ooh, how's that
and
going?
it's going real good. Right now, I just have the LTE service because they don't have a 5G tower
Okay.
where I live. One town over has got the 5G tower, but I've doubled my download speed and quintupled my upload speed.
Cool.
So,
You
yeah,
should be good then.
yeah, and then I will automatically switch to the 5G when they get the 5G tower set up for this area. And they tell me at that point in time I should be expecting, instead of 45 to 50 megabit per second download, to be expecting between 350 and 450 megabit per second download. So
That's
I got
fancy.
that going for me. Oh yeah. Plus, um, I'm getting a free Xbox Series S out of it.
They're
Really?
giving you a video game too.
Yeah, giving me an Xbox game console.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, all I have to do is have the service in good standing for 14 days, which is going to be this coming Saturday, and then keep the service for 120 days or 6 months. So
That's 4 months.
100, no, 180 days,
Oh, there you go.
6 months. Yeah, 180 days.
Nice.
I don't math so good.
No, you're good. I was hoping it was only 4 months, and you could figure out what the hell else you want to do with your free Xbox.
Right? Well, besides use it. So, what are you doing, buddy? Huh? What are you doing? Thank you. No, don't. Stop stepping on my keyboard, you beast. Damn cat. So, I am getting myself ready to go to Wiley Wargaming Weekend this weekend. On Saturday, I am going to be running What a Tanker.
What a thing.
Yeah, it'll be Germans versus Americans. The tanks of choice for the Germans are going to be a Jagdpanther, a Stug 3, two Panzer 3s, and two Panzer 4s. And then the Americans will have an M26 Pershing, two M10 Wolverines, and three M4 Shermans. So, and then it's going to be on the French farmhouse board that I've been using for the last forever. Should be a good game. And I agree, McMurray. It will take a little bit of time to get through the first couple of rounds, but I have a feeling tanks are going to die quickly, so things will go fast. We'll be done in probably 3 hours. So
It would appear we did get some wintry mix.
there you go.
How much?
And then Jay Wiley is going to be hosting either what is it, Flowers of Chivalry?
Well, either Flowers and Chivalry or or Lion Rampant.
Yeah, he was either Lion Rampant or Dragon Rampant. It depended on whether he was going to go just 100% historical, or if he was going to add in the the fantasy bits. But yeah, that'd be fun. And my buddy Joel is going to be there, and he is bringing Battlesuit Alpha. So
do some mech warfare.
yeah, so looks like it's going to be fun to be had by all. Wiley Weekend is always a good weekend of gaming. Of course, going to have the complimentary taco bar, and
Nice.
then if Marshall's not working, uh, probably have some rather wonderful mixed drinks available at a cash bar as well. So there you have it. So once I get done with that, and there's really nothing I've got to do to get that set up. I need to find the all of the tank cards. Um, but once I get that, there's nothing really else I got to do to prepare for it. It's just put the boxes of stuff in the back of the car and head on over Friday afternoon after work.
And that really is a great setup. I've played on it a couple times.
Yeah. Thank you. Then what I'm going to be working on next is I did get started on my next set of uh, crossbowmen for my for my War Master. I think once I'm done with this unit and one more unit of pikemen, uh, I just have the paymaster to print and paint, and then my thousand point army with War Master. It'll be ready. We're gonna have a couple of games of that to play at CJ3. So which will make Joel happy because that's that's one of his go-to games all the time. And then, like
Heck,
I said,
he's
I
got a ton
want
of that.
to. What's that?
He's got a ton of that. Absolutely, he does love
Yeah,
that.
he's got 4 or 5 armies already to go. So yeah, if Reese, you don't have to worry about it. You can just show up and roll dice with one of his armies.
Sounds good. I'll be looking forward to it.
Um, and then I don't know what I'm going to run for March to Victory. Um, Depending on what you come up with, McMurray, I might just hitch my wagon to your truck and help you out with what you're doing
Oh, in terms of the
for March to Victory.
yeah, in
Um,
terms of the naval games and shit.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
running a game with that for that. But I don't know. I can't see myself not running a game of some sort. You know, we'll
Hmm.
see. Nord wants to know: is it better to get 2 packs of 16, 15 millimeter miniatures or 32 miniatures total of 13, 16, or 24, 15 millimeter miniatures for $11?
Hang on a minute, I gotta read that.
That's math.
That it's simple. You're getting 8 more for only $2.16 more. Yeah, you're gonna want to get the 2 packs of 16 each. 13 actually does work out to be less expensive on a per figure basis.
Yeah, that math doesn't math very good.
So yeah, unless you like the sculpts, what you could do is a 1 pack of 16 and 1 pack of 24, especially if they're different poses.
Or do the 2 packs of 16 and buy the 24.
You could do that also.
That's the Reese approved method of buying miniatures. What's the
Right.
better deal? Just buy them all.
It's true. You don't have to worry about which one you got a better deal on, and you might be missing out if you just get both of them.
Exactly.
You can't miss out on anything if you own all the miniatures.
It's my philosophy on a lot of things, sadly.
What my next project is going to be, and it's not going to take a lot to do, honestly. Um, and it's going, but I do want to sit down and figure out the rules for it and all that. But what I'm going to do is get the Age of Sail, not Age of Sail, shit. The Glorious Adventures in
the Age of Steam.
the Age of Steam. Uh, get these guys statted up.
That would be wonderful.
Hey,
Because I really dig how these look.
is that the
it's,
airship, steam airship stuff, whatever?
It's
yeah,
it's the one that Catalyst.
yeah. I mean, the game is balls. Let's be honest.
Dog, I just want the miniatures, but it's been like I don't even know how long. Let's see here.
Because you got the British ships, which I think the British ships are the shiny silver, and then you've got the French ships, or maybe it's the other way around. I can't remember. But you got the gray ships, and I don't know. They just look really cool, and I've had them forever. I've got a couple of the expansions also. Unfortunately, they're just the same ship over and over again. But that's okay. I mean, you know, it is what it is, right?
When the hell
But,
did this complete? This the Leviathan's Kickstarter has been done for I don't know, a year, 2 years. How long?
The new one?
Yeah. Oh, the pledge manager is live as of October of 2022.
So
they've had multiple full Kickstarters since this thing funded, and I'm still waiting on my shit.
Yeah, I was lucky. The local game store there in Austin had the box, and Donna had the extra dosh, so she went ahead and bought it for me. And actually, I've got this original, the starter box. I got 2 starter boxes and then one British expansion box.
I heard starter.
That's the thing. I got a bunch of stuff with it.
Yeah.
But Jesus, come on, just send the damn miniatures. They have had 1, 2 Shadowrun Kickstarters, an entire BattleTech Kickstarter that's done and shipped out. So that's what Todd got, and Todd has already sold.
I'm out, guys.
Take care,
hey, bye, Jeffy. Sorry for talking about ship stuff a bunch. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, he took off.
Anybody looked at the Imperial Skies line from Brigade Models?
I have a ton of it.
Do you like it?
Yeah. Big fan. Their new sculpts are a little more... Their new sculpts are different than their old ones. I really like their old sculpts. That being said, there's still a lot of really good sculpts in their new line.
That's something I've been looking at for a while.
Yeah, no, I'm a huge fan.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I have a lot of stuff from them. Like their old French, I like a little bit better than their new French. Same with their Germans, but their French are kind of the closest to what a lot of their old models look like, and I'm a huge fan of that style, as opposed to the really squared off boxy stuff.
Yeah,
you see with like the Japanese and the Germans.
US.
The U.S. isn't quite as bad, if I remember correctly.
I'm looking at the Des Moines, and I mean it's a box.
I mean, look at the Japanese. The Japanese are pretty god awful. The British are still wonderful, if I recall correctly.
And to be honest, I'm not sure I would run them as the nations they say they are.
Oh hell no!
I'd put it
Absolutely
together
not.
and stat them out or whatnot.
I'm just talking about what ships look the coolest.
Sorry, I didn't mute. I should have. The patrol bombers or whatever, the big balloon bombers from Japan look good, but they're sold out.
Correct. Sometimes that means that those are
No longer in production.
out of print models. Yeah, that they just haven't removed yet.
See, because my thought would be, if I wanted to push my, thank you, Nord, for saying bless you. If I wanted to push my World War 1898 stuff, having the discovery of something that allows flying battleships in the middle of that war would be funny as all get out.
Oh, accurate. Yeah, it would.
And have the Americans steam into the Philippines in airships.
Absolutely.
So, anyway, just a thought. So, because I am falling in love with 20 mil.
Fucking weirdo.
Yep,
Just in trouble.
he is.
I have bought every single 172 plastic Vietnam figure kit that has been made at this point.
Good lord.
I have every single one of them.
I'll be right back.
And I'm looking at going metal miniatures for French Indochina.
Good lord, bud.
So, do you have any experience with East Front miniatures?
East front miniatures. Are those ones you did you ask me about those?
I did. I don't think I ever got a response.
Sorry.
Not a big deal. I would think I was in a deer stand at the time, so I was.
Oh yeah, I believe we both were. To be fair. Or well, I was on the ground, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, long story is no, I don't have excuse me, any I don't have any. I don't do 20 mil.
Okay.
So I think I might have bought some of their 15 mil. Now that I'm looking at their website, I think I might have bought some of their 15 mil naval stuff.
I'm just not as familiar with metal miniatures in general, and I'm afraid of getting duped. So, and I'm also just afraid of messing something up with them because they look nice. They're a little expensive, but they look nice. Because I'm looking at like French BAR teams and things like that.
In the 20 millimeter nonsense for
Okay.
French Indochina War.
I'm not sure if you could hear the kids in the background or not.
No, you're good, buddy.
Not at all. I mean, I got hound dogs howling in the back. I'm sneezing my head off. You're good.
Alright. Well, they decided to visit tonight. So. I love them. I do. But they're a 3-year-old boy and 2-year-old boy. So they do the good old screaming and all that stuff and just ugh. And that. So anyways. Yeah, daughter's looking at moving into another apartment that's going to be a little bit bigger. And, and that's the reason why she was here tonight. Can you guys pay a quarter of the rent for us? Ah, crap. So, we might be doing that.
Well, it maintains your gaming space.
That's what my wife said. She's like, well, is it worth them being there or here? Uh-oh.
And Brian said, how many $1,000 a month does she? Yeah, okay, cool.
I said that, and I said, and then when that means then you could get out of my man cave too. Then
That is very true. Also, a very ballsy thing to point out.
yeah, it didn't go too well when I said that.
Yeah.
For some reason she likes
I can imagine so.
Yeah, I don't know. She just likes being in here, and I'm like, because I got the table against the wall here, and it's just hard to move around.
Oh man, not like there's nothing worse than having a wife that likes spending time with you. That's
Well, no,
understandable.
you know what I mean. She's got the whole dang house, and I got this room. Okay,
That's fair.
So,
Oh.
uh,
But if this 20 mil thing continues to work out, and it's looking like it will, I think 1898 is going to be a 20 mil project. I know you're against it, McMurray.
I believe in you, buddy. Good luck.
So I will need to do a lot of terrain in 20 mil for it, though.
well, yeah. And you don't need that big of a playing space either.
Oh, I'm going to use the entire playing space.
All right.
Yeah, he still wants to use the whole playing space, so he's just going to need a shitload of terrain.
Yeah, he is.
I'm probably
Okay,
just
so Reese can go ahead and get LZs out there and all that stuff, and he's gonna make scenarios and overrun LZs and all that crap.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's the beauty about most of my jungle terrain. It's going to work just fine for it.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, if I expand into my Boer War and Afghanistan and Spanish-American War in Philippines, I'll just use my jungle stuff for.
Yeah.
I'll probably go one theater at a time and do Spanish-American, and then do Boer War, and then do the Philippines, and then do all the various sub conflicts, and then when they're all done, write and play the campaign. So.
Yep, I got myself right into the point where I want to do all these games, but can't do them all.
Why not?
My mind just races. It's like, oh, let's do this. Oh, no, let's do this. Oh, crap. And then you finally decide on one. You're like, oh, crap, I got to paint the miniatures for it. I don't want unpainted minis on the table.
That is true.
I completely agree with that. I used to play unpainted. No more.
Yeah, it just doesn't look, it just doesn't look right. I know you can, but Oh.
The only problem I have with playing with unpainted miniatures is I'll never hear the end of it from Jay Wiley.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because he's a good person.
Well, besides that, he is all about the visual spectacle of gaming, which
right.
I agree with. Absolutely, I agree with. Oh, there you go, Bob. There you go. Oh man. So, I wish I could find, because those ships are like hen's teeth trying to find at a reasonable price.
Oh, the Dreadnoughts ships?
Yeah, the Leviathans. So I wish I could find some STLs of similar styled floating battleships.
Trying to find any good STLs for airships is hard that aren't just goofy.
I've been tempted to take my monitors and just put them on flight stands.
What's that?
I've been tempted to take my Civil War monitors and put them on flight stands.
Well,
I think it's there is a conversion thing on Thingiverse to print like underholes and fins.
Stop.
Like just generic sizes. Irregular might make a set like that too. I'm not sure.
Plain unpainted is possible, but the ER on a Saturday night is filled with people who discovered all sorts of things are possible. Just not pleasant. Very, very unpleasant.
Correct.
Oh, goodness. Been there, done that. Got the t-shirt, won't do it again.
Oh, man. That's too good. That's funny stuff right there. Oh man,
My arms are sore today.
what's that?
I said my arms are sore today.
Well, that's what you get for punching cattle.
No, I had a full boxing workout yesterday that did not involve a cow, actually. Surprisingly. But we'll be punching cows tomorrow
There
and
you go.
Friday and Sunday. So
So I did a little math, and I'm going to have somewhere north of 120 six-sided dice for this weekend.
Jeez.
do you have them?
Yeah.
Are you handing everybody all the dice they're going to need to play What a Tanker
That speeds up the process.
and not
So
sharing dice?
so they will share attack dice and defense dice, but for command dice and movement dice, they will have their own set.
Oh, dang.
So
You're
Is it-
doing card initiative, right?
nope. I am doing.
Chip bag?
Yep, exactly. I am doing. Draw out your token,
Oh, okay.
and I've got one
Very
through.
cool.
I got to make sure I got my 1 through 12 here. There's my 1. There's my 11. There's my 10. I even have some What a Tanker tokens to figure out if it's in front or side or whatnot. And then, not to be confused with the official What a Tanker hex. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Good so far.
Gentlemen, I may have to hop off early. I'm not sure yet. With the way I'm feeling is how early as I get up in the morning. This,
Oh, I understand. So,
put a few more coats on these guys.
Mr. McMurray,
Mr. Chris.
when do you think would be a good weekend to come down and join you at one of the miniature markets to get some Ocean Thunder played?
Let's see here. Not this weekend. I think I actually have 2 games going on the 14th. Because we're just stacking them in there when I have the opportunity.
Bless you.
Let's see.
You want to try for Saturday the 28th?
Saturday 28th. No, Dad is in town. Actually, Dad will be flying out that afternoon, so I think we're driving him down and spending the afternoon with him before he flies out.
Very reasonable. Oh, is he flying out of St. Louis?
Yeah.
What time's he leaving? You want to just play that evening?
Oh, we could probably do that.
Like Game of Ocean Thunder ain't going to take us long.
No, yeah. I'll look into that.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's probably a solid option then.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, let's pencil that in.
Sounds good, man. Yeah, that sounds fantastic. Just let me know if it's not going to work out or going to work out, and we can figure out what's going on. I got plenty of ships of every variety. So
Well, you come up with a scenario, and I will get I'll make sure I got the ship cards to bring down.
hell yeah, outstanding. We can do that.
You know. Skylar Groen says punching cows. Is that what you kids are calling it these days? That's what they've been calling it since the 1880s.
Punching cows, beating his meat. Yeah.
Yeah. Scratching the Wookiee behind the ears. Um, and then Nord says, for just under $40, I can get all the Triari and Velites for an entire legion from the Mid Republic. That isn't bad at all. No,
Yeah,
actually
but then
not.
you're still going to need Hastati and Princeps.
Yeah,
I mean, those two make up the bulk of the Legion. Like, you've
yeah.
got twice as many of each of those as you've got Triarii. And Velites are kind of.
Are y'all speaking
Yeah.
English or Latin? Because
Like,
Yes, both. But
I
yes,
got lost a little bit.
he is referring to the third line of a pre-Marian Roman legion, and then the light infantry skirmishers. So simultaneously, the poorest and least experienced, and the nominally most wealthy and most experienced forces in a pre-Marian Roman Maniplar-based legion. So he's got that going for him, which is nice.
right. Now that time, the mid Republic, is that the classic Roman soldier?
No. So that is the division of 3 lines of infantry. It's not a transitional period; it's a sustained period, but it's the period of Roman infantry warfare that's classified as between hoplite type combat and then the Roman professional army. So the Roman army, some people call it the Polybian Roman army. But pre-Marian reforms, you have only landed citizens serving in the army for a period of 1 season to 4 seasons, depending on what you're looking at and what time period you're looking. Starting in the front line with the Hastati being guys who essentially might have a little bit of armor, and then a sword and shield. I mean, usually a helmet, and then you got the princeps with a little bit more, sometimes a small-sized breastplate, then the rear, and a sword and shield, and javelins mixed in there, depending on the period you're looking at. Notably, if there are Pila-style javelins, they usually have 2 metallic bolts holding the head onto the shaft, and then your last line is the Triarii, with the ratio there being 2 parts, and 1 part. With the Triarii being the oldest and most experienced, usually wearing a full, extended shirt of chainmail or similar, as well as having a sword and spear helmet, sometimes greaves, and also notably a long spear. At the same time, they're the only line that retained the long spear of the hoplite style Roman fighter. But the common saying at the time was to go to the Triarii when you're in a heap of trouble, because that's when you have to commit your third line of troops. Again, that's when you have a Maniplar-based legion, so instead of a cohort-based legion, where you have a group of, debatably, depending on the time period, 6 or 10 sentries that are grouped together as a maneuver element, you have 2 sentries grouped together into a maniple, which was then obviously changed up because all of a sudden, you got a guy commanding a shitload of maniples is a whole lot harder than, 10 guys commanding cohorts than under a legatus, or, as appointed tribune or whatnot. So, yeah. Anyways, so it's between, start point is pretty fluid. the end point for that Maniplar's tile of Legion is right between 110 and 100 BC as Marius expands enrollment and enlistment in the Roman military to still citizens, but non-landed citizens. So you no longer have to own land in order to enlist into the Roman Legion. So that's where you get then that professional army that serves originally for a term of 16 years. Later, Augustus ups that to 21. But that's where you have your standard Roman legionary with the chainmail lorica or hamada, and then hamada squamata. Somebody should correct me on that one. As well as then the gladius, the oblong shield, and helmet, as you would imagine. Marian legionaries were known for being Marius's mules because as part of that professionalization, there's increased physical training that then allows the legion to move with a very much smaller baggage train. As well as I did mention the pilum, colloquially, attributed to Marius, is replacing the second peg that holds the head of a pilum onto the shaft. So the one away from the head of the pilum with a wooden peg, such that it was more likely to break and thus not be able to be thrown back towards the legionaries. Yeah, so you guys hit on part of what I wrote a thesis about. Yeah, was primarily infantry, non-auxiliary reforms in the Republican Roman military.
Well, that's phenomenal.
So yeah, sorry, I realized I just ranted for a while there, but I was trying to
Hey,
keep
that's all right. That's
minimal.
all right.
Hopefully, we kept it remotely minimal.
I had a lot of questions, but I can't ask them because I got to go to bed. So I'll see y'all.
30,000 foot view.
Reese,
Be
get
good, buddy.
started.
Take it easy, Reese.
Bye.
Hopefully, we've got lots of Latin scholars correcting what I had. But yeah,
It's all good.
but yes. So
Short answer would have been all right.
sorry, buddy.
Oh.
There you go. Smokehouse got me. I knew Dougie would have it. He might have been at my thesis defense. I don't know. Probably not. That was pretty dumb. That was irritating. But yes, there you go.
Nord says, I wrote my history capstone on the rise of the political general and the decline of the Roman Republic. Very cool.
Yeah, OG, that's part of the Marian thing, right? He notably didn't speak Latin or speak Greek, despite the fact that most noble Romans of the time and then following spoke in Greek because, quote, why would I bother to learn the language of a conquered people? Hell yeah, dunking on him.
There you go.
Suck
And,
it, Balkan Peninsula.
And Doug, thanks for being here tonight. Appreciate it. Glad you could be here. I do have a follow-on question for Devin from his previous before you asked comment. What is the expected amount of time for the games to be in customs? I've got no real frame of reference on that, so if you have any enlightenment there, it would be appreciated.
10 years.
God, I will slit somebody's throat.
I'd start
it
at
won't be
customs.
mine. What's that?
I said I'd start at customs as a joke.
Yeah. They have never spent more than 2 weeks in customs, but it could go as long as 3 weeks. All right, fair enough. Considering that they've been in port for a week and 2 days at this point.
Hell yeah.
I'm hoping that we've got about a week left.
Yep, he said expecting to be released from customs late next week.
Okay. Because I know it's not, hey, the ship's in port, they're in customs now. No, they got to unload the container along with the other 150, 300 containers that were on that ship. Um, so yeah, um, yeah. Well, luckily, I don't know if y'all go by order number or by last name or even first name. I'm pretty well. I should be pretty well set to be one of the
Yeah.
first that goes out.
I was about to say you're near the top, no matter how they divide that up.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was one of the first 50. I think I was like number 36 to place the order on GameFound. I think that was my order number, 36. And then, of course, last name being Arnold gets me up there. And then Chris isn't too far down the list either. So I should be okay. Well, like I said, uh, Devin, I should be either way, alphabetical or order number. So, luckily, my last name's not like Zapata and order number 932. Otherwise, I'd be screwed. So, we'll see. We'll see.
Oh, do we lose Chris?
What's that? No, I'm here.
Oh. Okay, outstanding.
Anywho, I did find my. Oh, I did find my box of stuff, my Star Wars stuff, which includes my speeder bike.
Oh, cool.
I've actually got two speeder bikes. Somebody had commented that they would like to see me paint one up after I painted this guy.
Yeah.
Somebody said, "Hey, how about a speeder bike next?" So I've got two of them. And I'm hoping. Yep, there they are. I've got the. I've got the arms and the pedals that go with them. Well, I've got pedal for one of them. So I'm not. I don't know. I think I'm gonna do this guy. I'm gonna paint this one. It's a more action pose. Because he's aiming back to shoot with, so I might go that route. And then I also happen to have. Oh, where is it?
Some Ewoks on speeder bikes.
Now that'd be cool too. Now I've got this. I got this little doohickey,
Stand by.
a little personal walker.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
Completely non-canon, but that's okay. And I got the dude that is supposed to ride with, that that is riding on it. However, I'm missing one of the. I'm missing the handlebar that doesn't have an arm on it. So it might be in this stack of stuff here somewhere. We'll see. I don't know.
Piece of wire. You can make another.
What's it? Yeah. And then I got just a crap ton more of these guys. Rebel dudes. That I can paint up. So, a couple more stormtroopers. So yeah, it's I've had this box set forever. From when it all first came out.
No Legion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not doing Shatterpoint, man. Shatterpoint is even
It's
more
40 millimeter, man.
well that and it's
Like,
also more stupid expensive. 4 dudes for $50. Come
yeah.
on.
Well,
Come on.
I just didn't like that they did 40 millimeters miniatures. It's just they're
They
big.
are awkwardly designed too. They're like anime kind of shit. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
weird.
they're wanting to play off of how they look, how the characters look in the the Clone Wars animated series or Rebels animated series.
I guess I have no idea. It's just
Yeah.
not my favorite. To say
Yeah,
the
I'm not
least.
a big fan of the look either. So, Nord says, McMurray, to answer your question, I would need 64 Hastati and 64 Principus to complete a Legion of Infantry, which would be another $63 added to the 40 of the Triarii and Velites for a total of 103 for an entire Legion.
Buy
And is this what 15 millimeter?
Yeah, I think that's what he's looking at.
Honestly, that's not bad.
He was talking about Old Glory 15s earlier.
Yeah.
Here, I'll be
Honestly,
right
that's not
back.
bad.
The boys are leaving. And I gotta make sure they don't football tackle the inflatables out in front.
All right.
The what?
The inflatables, his blow up yard ornaments.
Oh, they're 3 and 2. How tackly can they get? No, that's all
I
right.
don't know. I don't
Who
know.
knows? Let's see here. Let's do some.
Yeah, Nord says 15 millimeter.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got quite a bit to go to be working on. Um, I'm gonna be I'm up in the air. I I was originally thinking I was gonna make the the guns that didn't print properly, but more I think about it, I'm gonna see if I can't take the STL into like Blender and just chop out the guns and print the guns separately. Um, if I can figure out how to do that, that'd be easier than me figuring out how to create my own set of guns. To be honest, uh,
Oh, I
because
gotcha.
because I want to get this guy painted up.
I mean, I'm sure you can find. Oh, for that or for your
Yeah.
Star Wars stuff?
No. For my
I got you.
USS Missouri.
Yeah.
So I want to get her painted up. I did get a good print of Arkansas and painted it up for Reese. Gave that to him at Tacticon.
Oh, nice.
This one also bad gun print on the far aft
Yeah.
turret and the upper mid turret. So I'll have to do the same thing for this model that I'm going to do for the Missouri. So I did also get when I bought these STLs, I picked up the STLs from Midway, and I'm not going to print up the 45 version of Midway. I'm gonna print up the 1960s version because that's the way she was situated when my stepdad served on Midway. So I'm gonna print that up and then figure out. I think I'm gonna see if I can't design my own decals and get my own decal sheet for it.
Nice.
Because, well, I've got the technology to do it. It's
Yeah.
just let's see if I've got the artistic ability to do it.
The know-how. Yeah, that's rough,
So,
man.
I'm not going to be able to do anything that's white. So, what I might have to do is like do the what's the word I'm looking for? Doing like the anti decal, where anything that would be white is gonna actually just not be printed, and then I paint the deck white and put the decal on top, and then the
Okay.
white just shows through.
Yeah.
I might have to go that route. Get or
Do your stencil again.
yeah, I could do that because that didn't turn out too badly.
No.
I mean that looks decent.
Yeah.
That looks decent.
Yeah, looks good.
So I might do that also, to where I paint everything and then the way I want it, and then yeah, just have the cricket cut out a stencil and I dab white on over it. Inkscape is your friend for decal work, and for white you can buy white ink tanks, and you just use it in place of your black. It's just a challenge if you want both black and white. Inks Inkscape ink.
I would assume it's Inkscape, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
So we'll see.
Hey, Big
Yeah.
Bird.
Yo, what's up?
With the Wiley games and the new, steampunk, Victorian, whatever. I'm wondering. I'm looking at these. TT Combat has that sci-fi gothic. Would that be too out of it or not? These buildings.
Stand by.
What's the name of it?
It's TT Combat has that sci-fi gothic terrain out there with all these buildings, and it's kind of like, I don't know if it's supposed to be towards Warhammer or not, but it's got the old like Victorian style stuff to it. The art to it.
TT Combat unique stuff. Where are you? What under what heading are you looking at?
Oh, well, I'm in. It'll be under their sci-fi gothic line, but I'm at a Noble Knight looking at it. Oh.
I mean, just look at it. If it looks too wild and outlandish, probably pass on it. If it looks
subtle, kind of subtle, like So,
yeah, get after it.
And I'm gonna go ahead. What do you think of Sherlock Holmes and Watson?
I have a couple different Sherlock Holmes and Watson figures.
Because that would work well with it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Because North Star Military, they have some steampunk stuff and Victorian minis out there.
Your Old Glory's got Watson and
yeah.
That's where I think I have two separate Watson and Holmes figures, all four of the figures are from Old Glory.
Okay.
But yeah.
So what about
big fan?
What about was it their Tong TONG with knives and cleavers
in TT Combat?
Would that be that? No, would those miniatures work for like a Victorian?
Who makes them?
It's North Star, and it's like Chinatown kind of, but back in the I don't know, maybe not.
I mean, again, that's when the British were all up in Shanghai, Taiwan.
It's definitely mid-1800s style.
Yeah, it's still So most things that you see that are labeled pulp, unless they're blatantly looking like they're World War II, every now and then you see like quote back of beyond type stuff. So like the guy with the Tommy gun, probably not, but the other ones absolutely could work just fine.
Yeah.
And honestly, one thing that I've found is when you get something with a Tommy gun, you can usually just carefully clip if you want to and get to something that certainly is a close enough approximation. Or something that just isn't plainly a Tommy gun, and you're fine. Yeah.
Yep. And then there's a Lady of the Night. She's got this like big old 6-shooter looking, thing, whatever, Victorian dress and all that crap. So, alrighty, I'm gonna order this stuff, and then I'm done.
Oh, I'm sure. I believe you. Yeah.
Yeah, guys.
I don't believe you. You're done.
I love this North Star miniatures. They got a London pickpocket dude, and on the back of it's like mechanical arms that pickpocket people. He walks by them or something. It looks pretty cool. Then I might get that War Games Atlantic Les Grognards.
Oh,
and so because that, you saw the other ones that War Games I had, the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, those suckers are gonna be perfect. I
was just looking. What the hell was I looking at? Oh, they had a big sale. I was looking at they have a German Sentry set.
Yeah,
a bunch of guys around here are all excited for that 0200 hours.
Oh, the German Shepherds in there.
Yeah, and and they have an entire box set that's just German Sentries, which is pretty cool. Do you not have any of their zombie boxes, Brian?
No, I don't have their zombie ones.
They have
I got plenty of zombies.
Well, I mean, you say that, but
yeah,
do you? Because these ones you can put all kinds of. The cool thing is they got all kinds of different heads on these zombies, which is pretty badass.
Oh, War Games Atlantic, they'll give you like you got like 5 bodies, but with like 15 head options or whatever.
Yeah, because there's medieval Norman heads, there's Roman heads, there's conquistador heads, there's World War One Brody helmet heads, there's British Shakos, Napoleonic Shakos. There's like French World War One looking helmets, like the Adrian helmet, tricorns, generic wide brim / pirate helmets, more Crusader / Viking looking helmets, German helmets. They've even got just weird construction helmets and shit, all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah,
it's badass. I'm a big fan of that. Big fan of that box. It's certainly one of those ones that you feel kind of weird about, right? Because you want to keep all the spare bits, but then it's like, what the hell do I need all these spare bits for?
Well, that's the other thing. I went crazy on, Noble and I had their holiday sale and all that stuff, and I went a little crazy on it. And show you this real quick. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but this is a 15 millimeter Inca temple, South America. But look at the statues. They're aliens from the movie.
Oh, nice.
It's gonna be sweet with a big old throne on top. Oh, I got some jungle games for this one. So,
correct.
But yeah, and then of course there's Rick and Morty, and that's a Zombicide Invader dude right there. His name's actually Dr. Dick. You're not gonna be able to see it because it's not gonna focus in, but there you go. So,
jeez.
But here, show you something. Might as well. And I got my pirates. So, but couldn't pass up that deal on there. This right here. Here you go. Been out for a while, but you don't hear much about it anymore. Okay, camera. The Rise of
Smog. So there is. I remember when that came out. There is one figure in there that I was a huge fan of.
Yeah, and it says right on the box, a Victorian adventure game. I mean, right there.
Yeah. It's pretty steampunky. slash a little just like Halloweeny. But there's one dude in there that's just like a British dude. He's got a big gut, got a hat on. He's got like a rifle, and then one arm is like
Yep, a cannon.
something like that. I don't remember,
Yeah.
but it is awesome.
Yeah. So, of course, you know, this thing on Noble Knight, you know, it was used or whatever, but it's all there. And,
Yeah.
$30.
Somebody bought it, opened it up, and put it all back right in there.
Yeah. No. It's this guy right here, isn't it? That dude?
Yep, that's the one.
That's the dude. It's a big old freaking steam arm looking thing. I don't know.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Yeah.
My issue was.
I like this one here. Emma Swanson. And she's got some freaking alien gun attached to her arm.
Yeah.
And stuff, but. Oh. And then, of course, me and my werewolves. Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, if it works, it works. If you like it, you like it.
I don't know if I want to pop that thing out, man. That means I have to take this whole thing out. Never mind. Ain't happening. But you saw it, man.
Yeah.
So. But no, and I also got the expansions for it. So I think I'm set for the Wiley games. Whatever. I don't know what it is. I'm actually interested in doing that before anything. So something
It's pretty cool stuff.
But what
Richard Keenan's in the house. Says, I'm not addicted to minis. I can quit anytime I want. Telemachus responds with, I can't. I'm lost. No hope.
Yeah, big facts. Correct.
Richard says, I went 3 days without ordering or placing an Etsy order, and they did a wellness check on me. Nice. He just ordered the $40 1-page rules starter set.
That sounds familiar, right, Brian?
What did you say? Just ordered what? Oh, one-page rule starter set?
Starter. Yeah.
Oh, you jumped on that sale, didn't you, Richard? That's a screaming deal, dude. They had a sale going on with their STLs or whatever, and they usually sell for like 90, and they're selling for like $40 for these big old armies. Yeah. So, but I kind of stopped doing the 3D printing stuff. I got frustrated with it.
I mean, you still have your filament.
I have it.
Right?
I have it. I just can't. It just cannot stick to that dang plate. I do all that crap that you're supposed to do, and it just will not stick.
That's wild.
Yeah, I don't know what else to do. So right now, I'm about to move it aside and get another desk so I have more space and put more stuff out or whatever.
Hell yeah!
So
it's one of those things. In a minute, you'll give it a month or so, a couple months maybe, and you'll be right back at it, and it'll work fine, and you'll print out a ton of stuff till it screws up, and then it'll be sitting there for a minute again. I know how that goes.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of crap I printed. I mean, I did print a whole bunch of crap, that's for sure, but start painting them and all that, man. It's just like buying minis. You gotta paint them. So
Nord wants to know how much did that Rangers of Shadow Keep or Shadow Deep go for?
this one, you got this one from that was $50, and that was used.
Good Lord.
Well, it's hard to get, and then they got there's a special one out there too that's too dang expensive. So, and that's the paperback.
Speaking of stuff on sale, I picked this up.
Oh no, the RPG,
the role-playing game.
Oh man,
so it retails at $52. They had it in the Dent and Ding section over at Miniature Market for 60% off.
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
It was still in the cellophane wrapper, and the only thing I can figure out is that right there is why it was there.
Yep.
That's awesome, though, man.
Yeah.
So,
I've got
So,
some screaming deals out of there.
McMurray, you'll probably freak out over this too. All right, ready, Richard? Oh,
There you go. It's a good book.
Oh, oh, oh.
good
You
lord,
watch
did
this,
you get
Big
all
Brain?
of them?
I am watching.
I got them all. So I'm all or nothing, man. Yeah, keeps going.
I'm
That's
aware.
pretty cool. This one's really gonna be cool. And then there's this one. Oh, there you go. So
Good lord.
I told you I was gonna get into this.
I
So
didn't. I believed you, bud.
come on, let's do it.
So,
There's more.
okay, Frostgrave is fantasy,
Yes.
and Stargrave is their sci-fi.
There's
Correct.
Stargrave.
And then Rangers of Shadow Deep is just kind of guys.
That was his
Originally, it
first
was
one.
like half pirates, but I don't think that's necessarily still the case.
No, it's more. I think the range is more of a kind of a fantasy. You're like a rogue kind of hunter, kind of like what's his name, Strider. You know. So
Nord says now you need to get Ghost Archipelago.
but wait, there's more.
Yeah, watch. She's going to pull that out now.
Right.
This one,
Yeah.
and then that's all I got for that
That's
one.
the one.
Yep.
Hey, you know what's neat about this? I already got miniatures painted for this. You know,
There you go.
Mythic America.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
Yes,
What?
you do, buddy. Yes, you do,
I
don't you?
do.
Oh, God.
They're already painted, so you know what? Why not put them to use? So, all right, I'm waiting for Nordic to send another one.
Right.
Another line.
You should have gotten Flames of War 3rd edition.
Ooh, there you go. And there's
Somebody
the
cover that up
Carpathians.
before Jay stops in.
And then there's Canada. And then there's Egypt.
Canada.
And then the newest one just came out last month. Italy. So,
Welcome to Italy.
yeah. It's going to be something.
Do you have Dragon Rampant?
Yeah, I only got the first one.
I actually just got the second one, or Lion. I just got the second Lion Rampant.
Yeah,
was
that's
put out
what
the
I
second dragon. But yeah, I got that at the new miniature market when they opened.
How is the new miniature market store?
There's not a lot of gaming area. There is a basement in that building, so I don't know if they're playing in the basement. I would assume so. The space they're in was like awkwardly L-shaped, like the space itself. And there's not that L shape doesn't extend. I feel like they just have like half of it open and the rest of it is something. I don't know what.
Yeah.
But my point is either they have just an insane amount of stock behind a partition or they're preparing for lots of gaming space. I don't know. Given that they're 15 minutes from their main warehouse, I would hope that they're preparing gaming space.
Oh yeah, yeah. Now it's still in Manchester, but it's farther east, closer toward the river, right?
Correct. It's very much closer to me.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
It's maybe 5 minutes from the house.
Oh wow, yeah,
Yeah, it's real close.
yeah.
This one looks
Jay.
freaky. When Nightmares Come.
Oh, the new Osprey one?
Oh yeah. So
Brian
I
wants to
was
play
like,
tabletop Stranger Things.
yeah, I have a prop. You know the big thing that Trench Crusade that's out.
Yep.
So I don't know. So
I have no interest in Trench Crusade. You don't have to dress it up.
no, and then there's that Doggerland,
Yep.
World War One. That one I wanted to try, but then when it talked about gotta use tarot cards or whatever, I was like, oh.
Yep.
I was like, okay, nah, that's okay.
Actual tarot cards or just
Yeah.
tarot-sized cards?
At the actual. So,
Well, that's the issue with Trench Crusade. Those miniatures are fucking expensive.
Uh-huh.
Jesus. Even if you're just buying the STLs, it's nuts.
Yeah. So, but then I do have this one. Someday, I'll try that.
Which one?
Apocalypse Horror Hunting.
Yeah.
There's a Ghost Legions, maybe, was an ancient, fantasy thing. I'd probably just recommend Dragon Rampant at this point, but you get my point. Because Dragon Rampant should be able to cover basically any fantasy stuff, but then also it's a better system than whatever that other one was. Because the Rampant system is pretty outstanding. Yeah, Chris, I was trying to get that across. The Rampant system, Rebels and Patriots, that weird, the Halloween Civil War game was, is the same basic system as Lion Rampant, Dragon Rampant.
Okay.
Is it really?
Yep. Same with Pikeman's Lament and The Men Who Would Be Kings.
I was looking at getting that one. The Men Who Would Be Kings. Is that maybe?
Quite fun. You could probably use your newfound Victorian sci-fi figures with it.
Yeah. See, I agree with you there, Doug. It's just like,
He says, I've only seen blips of Trench Crusade, and it just looks insufferably grim dark of a setting.
Correct. It looks like you mixed 40K and Malfo.
Yeah. I mean, I like the. Again, I don't know a whole lot about it, but from what I've seen, it sounds like you just extended the Crusade period up to 1914, 1915 with the Templars and know, and the whatnot and the Hey Nani Nani. So, I'm looking at that Kickstarter, and I'm just looking to see. And the miniatures look okay, but I think you're right that they're
obnoxiously expensive and kind of fucking out there, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Again, they lean real heavy in that Malfo, like, weird horror.
Yeah. Yeah. So, because the quote digital warband pledge is you get the book and the digital files for the warband of choice is $67.
Yeah, there's like 12 STLs or some shit. Get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take your proprietary miniatures and get the fuck out. There's plenty of great World War I games out there.
I did get this little thing for Stargrave. It's called Side Hustle, where you play the game and then you have a side hustle, just like what it says and stuff. So you get like objectives and all that to it. So it's pretty cool. Missions, plots, and tasks that add variety, depth, and new tactical challenges to war games in the ravaged galaxy. So presents specific objectives and rewards for achieving it. So with Stargrave, you can actually grow your crew. Very, 5 parsecs is more in depth, but it's similar to that. So 5 parsecs is another one I need to do.
Yeah, I almost picked up 5 parsecs.
I
picked up the Fallout book.
Yeah.
I almost picked up a copy of 5 parsecs.
You could get addicted just by making your crew. I mean, there's some just rolling for them and all that. And
Yeah. So how is it a miniatures game or is it strictly
it's a mix.
So how does that work is if it's a solo game? I mean, are you creating two opposing war bands, or do you
No,
create a war band and
you're
then
creating dwarves, and that's it. And it's got both. It's half and half, really. It's 50-50. It's a 50% RPG, 50% miniature war game. The RPG part of it is all the charts and stuff, and you roll for it to create your crew. And you roll the dice. A lot of these tables, D100s, D20s, 10s, whatever, all that and stuff. And then it already has like villains or whatever in the book, and you roll for it. And you have a patron that gives you quests, and then you have your what is it, Tomicus? The bad guy, the villain that follows you around. And the neat thing is you also got to roll for your ship, and you have ship repairs, and you have to pay off your ship. You're in debt with the ship you have, the spaceship that cruises around. And you roll to see if you're going to a planet, and you got to hope that it's not being invaded, because that planet could be invaded by some outside source or whatever, and it just throws in wrenches in all your quests. And so it's in depth, and it's really cool. So, and it's pretty easy. So,
yeah?
but it's a good looks like a good game. I already rolled up my crew. Like I've done like 2 or 3 crews. I was just having a blast doing that alone. So I just gotta get them in the game. So
Yeah, I thought about picking that up. I wasn't sure. So, Doug says he grabbed All Quiet on the Martian front in a miniature market sale for 99 cents.
I saw that. Damn. I thought I got a steal when I bought 2 copies of it for $5.
There you go. Yeah.
Douglas, don't even worry about the rules. It's a really fun book to read all the like background and the lore with, though.
Yeah. Nordic doesn't care for Rick Priestley's stuff at all. His rules are not his liking. I mean,
Happens, man.
yeah. I mean, everybody different strokes for different folks, as it were.
Yeah, I don't mind his stuff. I enjoy it, but I absolutely get it. I fucking cannot stand Richard Berg rules for board war games. No idea why. Fully understand he's a pillar of the wargaming community. Great rules author. Can't stand him. Just don't like the writing style. I can't get it toward.
He's not the guy that did Command and Colors, right? That's Richard Borg.
Borg. Yeah.
Yeah. Who if I remember my brother correctly saying that he's from St. Louis.
I believe so.
McMurray.
Todd would be the man to ask. What's up, Brian?
Look at that. There's an old game right there. Got that one.
Yeah, didn't you give away a copy of that too?
Yeah, I did to a guy in Australia.
Yeah.
So, but I gotta try this out. So
I almost bought one of those, or 1 or 2 or like 4 of those All Quiet on the Martian front rule books to then give away after they've been to a bunch of the places that are mentioned in the Battle of St. Louis chunk.
Right.
Like, here's a picture of your rule book where they're talking about on page 18. Hooray. Here it is on Art Hill. This is where the entrenchments were. Stuff like that.
Now, was it 1904 that the World's Fair was in St. Louis?
Correct.
And that's where all the buildings in like the bird and reptile houses and the gorilla houses are at the zoo were built.
Yes. As well as like the art museum.
Yeah.
Basically, all the older stuff at Forest Park, absolutely. So not like the Muni, but
Right.
Jewel Box. Yeah, that's all World's Fair stuff.
What's the name of that park?
Forest Park.
Forest Park. For some reason, I've got Hyde Park in my brain, which is in London.
Yeah, it's all good.
So,
But yeah, legitimately fantastic park from like a landscape architecture and civil engineering perspective. But yeah,
Ooh.
Yeah.
Would Old Glory's Jack the Ripper be something for Victorian or not?
yeah, that's
The-
absolutely Victorian.
the long answer is it's supremely well suited, being that it is 100% a Victorian, really, really pulpy setting. And notably, it's sometimes armed, sometimes not figures that work very, very well for generic things, for characters, for leaders, for minions. The short answer is hell yeah, man.
Do it. Do it. Scala says my problem with the Trench Crusade is more that they seem to approach the actual Crusades with a depth of subject matter usually relegated to coloring books, and then extrapolate to silly levels of quote evil.
Yeah.
Is evil?
Yeah, like I said, it's like Malfo
Fruits.
meets 40K. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm
Like I
good.
said, the concept I think is interesting, but the actual what's the word I'm looking for? The execution is
Fun fact: we had Trench Crusades. Just go play a T.E. Lawrence game. It's fine. It's all good. You can do it. You can do it.
nice.
Sir Alec Guinness did it. You got 4 hours of inspiration right there when you start painting.
Yeah.
Get some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Did you know that Obi-Wan Kenobi fought the Turks?
of course he did. Obi-Wan Kenobi is a fucking badass.
Yeah. Also enjoyed trains, which just endears him even more. But yeah.
And then, oh.
Oh, I was hoping that was Nam. There you go. Hell yeah.
So
Nice.
I see, and that's the other thing is I look at all these rule sets and stuff, and I do return back to Fistful of Lead, but I want to experience other systems, game rules.
Well,
That's part of the cool part about getting to the point where your miniatures collections are diverse and developed enough.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you can start just looking at rule sets and finding that it truly is a search for Moby Dick.
Yeah.
Because there probably isn't a rule set that has everything exactly how you want it for that period, but can't stop trying to find it. That's what I'm doing with World War II stuff. That's why I'm reading, the Iron Cross rules right now. We're going to see if it'll work for a great big market garden game.
Maybe McMurray should make a Fistful of Lead WW2, huh?
Dog.
Huh? Why not?
That sounds like a wardrobe plays World War II.
Yeah.
Of course, then someone's gonna say, "Well, just use the core rules."
Well, see, that's the issue, right? Is that I've played more games of Fistful of Lead set in World War II, both with the core rules and with bigger battles, than I can count. Like that's a thing I've done altogether too much of. I've played it locally. I've played it with, tons of different people here. I've put on games at Big Muddy game days. I've put on games at Daikon. I've put on games at Jay's house, as well as I think Battles and Brews. But man, putting it on paper to the point where I don't feel like dealing with Nick Nascotti. How about that?
Oh God. Yeah,
I don't think Nick Nasty watches this show. I don't think Nick Nasty would make it to 2 hours and 5 minutes into this show. But I don't
No.
feel like writing something that then Nick Nasty is going to ask me 8 million questions about.
Right.
Yeah. So there was, and I feel bad because Todd really put an inordinate amount of work into essentially creating a Galactic Heroes style book for World War II. So that would include bigger battles and core. He did a lot of work on the bigger battles. I did a lot of work on the core. We both contributed a fair amount to stuff like traits and all that stuff. I put a whole shitload of time into making sample lists, for lack of a better term, and sample armor stuff. It's the armor stuff was a little frustrating, but that's just fine. But it's frustrating. I get it. I get where it's again frustrating, a little bit annoying, what have you. But there's lots of different ways. We were sitting there trying to think of how to do that because it's certainly something we would like to give back to that community, but I'm not exactly eager to again, either A, myself deal with it, or B, generate just 8 million questions for Jay. So it was one of those, I don't know, who knows, maybe we'll make a couple videos about it or talk to Jay about it on the Wiley Games thing or something. I don't know. Because it really is. There's lots of potential. Hell, that last game I put on, that channel hopping game, Jesus, that was wild. I had almost everything on the table was interactive with a skill roll or with a task roll.
Oh, that was a fun game.
Like, oh, that's right. Yeah, we played that virtually.
Yeah.
We played a
Yes,
simplified
we did.
version of that virtually. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah. I forgot about that. We did.
Yep.
That was super simplified too. Like the final game, again, aside from trees and walls, any piece of scatter terrain like a box or a crate or a car or a ruin or a person, all of that stuff was interactive with the task roll, depending on how hard or how much you failed or passed, what side you were on. Yeah, absolutely. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That was very fun. That actually popped up recently on my feed, on my little photos thing.
That was a good game. I had a lot of fun with it.
I had a good time. Yeah, that was the objective. That's where, depending on, where you were at, who was looking through the ruins, you could find different stuff, right? Like, I got the nuns with guns into that game. I had the kids in that game. That was a cool one. I was very happy. I had some of the BUF guys in that game. Yeah. One thing I was looking at recently was Nord. That's why I very particularly play Marian Legions, so that I can base cohorts and then just make first cohort bigger. Honestly, Nord. So here's the fun part: cohorts were in use with the Maniplar Legion. They just weren't as codified. The Mariner forms mainly didn't necessarily introduce the cohort as much as they eliminated the Manipul as a tactical unit. Because you had de facto cohorts if you had, a legate and then 4 to 6 tribunes, shit got divided up. Um, I don't know, man. What do you know? What rules you're going to try and use? Because you could always make like 2 long bases of. Okay, Nord. So here's a suggestion. It might be worth. Have you thought about doing, 2? Well, you're doing 15 mil. And then how many figures did you say you were going to use? I'd do like long bases. So with 15s, you can usually get away if you're doing a single figure depth with a 10 or 15 millimeter base depth. Or you can certainly get away with 20 if you're going to do 2 figures. I'd almost make 2 strips for each, right? So you'd wind up with 2 bases that are long, whether that's a 1 inch by 3 inch or a 60 by 20 or 80 by 20. 1 or 2 for Principes, 2 for Hastati, 2 for Triarii, and then maybe a couple smaller either round or square bases for your Velites, since they can kind of go anywhere, and they were really used quite frequently to fill in gaps in the King Cucks. You are going to make 42 80 by 40 millimeter bases, Nord. I'm not saying not to. That's wild. Do it.
And McMurray, when?
What?
When?
I can't see you. Hang on. I mean, anytime. It's fucking late tonight, and I gotta be up at 6.
Oh, I know. I'm not saying now. No way. But we need to get a time, and if it be you and me, or get the guys together, and we all do a tourney style, man.
I'm down.
I love this. So
Don't talk about it. Be about it.
Because
I do have more of them now because I have the.
Yeah, I know you got more of them now. You showed me.
Yeah, let's see here. How because I painted them during your Going the Distance challenge in September. I do. I have a substantial. I think I've got 12 now. Let's see here. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the bear previously. So that's 6. I should probably get a bigger bear. That bear's like small brown bear size, which I guess for European bears that can be found in the Iberian Peninsula not the Iberian Peninsula, on the Italian Peninsula on short notice. That's probably not. It's probably still on the small side, but probably not too ridiculously small. And then I added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So yeah, we got 6. Granted, one of those is the bestiarius, and that guy sucks.
Yeah. No, you just give me the dude with the net. I'm happy.
Yeah, I know you love that Rotarius. Retarii are pretty good though. But then I got a Bestiarius, a Velite, a Sagittarius, a Secutor, a Dimacarius, and then I don't remember what this other little goober is with the real weird looking helmet. But yeah.
Vele or whatever his name is.
I don't remember.
Vele. I'm looking at the cards in the back.
No, I got him. He's the guy who's got the wolf's head helmet. That's the Roman skirmisher.
Victorious.
But
well, those bruisers are pretty good too. Yeah, Marmillo.
Yeah, the Marmillo and the oh geez, Sam Knight's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
We were having some half decent luck, depending on what it was, with like the Hoplomachus, because you still have that ranged factor, don't you? With them, can't you throw the spear?
Yep.
Yeah, that can be pretty good.
Dude, I just noticed. What's his name? Scissor?
The Scissor.
Yeah, Scissor. I know, but Scissor. You got. Scissor, dude. He's got the net and two blocks. Dude.
Yeah, because he's got a big shield and then the little like hooky hand.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it is. It's a scissor, and then I think the other one's a secutor. I always get those two combined in my brain.
I just, man, if anyone could tell me where you could. I was still into doing the Thunderdome, but finding post-apocalyptic like gladiators, good luck.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous.
So, and
Right.
just it looked weird having a guy like I could find, post-apoc, but they have like they'll hold like a sign, a bar, but then the other hand they got a gun. Oh, I can't do that, man.
Of course you can. Just give him a ranged attack.
I guess with a gun, though. I mean,
All right. So out of here, ones I can play: Hoplomachus, Secutor, Provocateur is a pretty just generic guy. I don't have any generic slaves, but that's okay. I have a Rotarius. I have a guy who can play as Thrax. I definitely have a Mamillo. Definitely have a Dimacarius. Definitely have a Sam Knight. Have a Scissor. Have a Valet. I do not have a Licarius. So the guy who has a lasso instead of a net.
yeah.
I don't have that guy.
Right.
I don't have an Equus or a Cataphractus, but I do have a Sagittarius and a Bestiaris. So we got darn near everybody who's on foot in these rules that we can play with.
See, and then you have Chris take one of his Wednesday nights here and host, and then we just have a arena of blood action with all of us there.
I still like the idea of Friday night fights on the Mini Warm-Up channel, but okay.
Right. Well, it may not be every Friday, but that's a possibility.
Well, yeah. And then yes, I have the bear as well. Let's see here. I need to make a lion and a what?
I'd say includes people in the chat, but then it would be kind of time consuming because we're waiting for them in the chat to respond.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Yeah. So
bear, lion, tiger. I need lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my.
Lions and tigers.
Tigers
and bears. Oh, I got a zombie bear from Undead or Alive.
There you go.
Yeah, but that's the problem, right? Like that bear that I'm using is a 28 millimeter bear that's huge in 28, but it is not big with the 54s, dog.
No, it's like a dog.
Yeah, like it's big, but it's like as big as a guy.
Yeah. Shoot. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I painted that up for playing that bear hunt scenario for Fistful of Lead.
Yeah, but, I'm serious. We got to try to get another, just a one-off miniatures game going, all of us. Can't remember the last time we all got together and did that.
Last time I played was a game of Zombicide with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Zombicide.
The one where I got in the car and kept running people over on accident. In air quotes, accident.
Scarlett, I did have a resin printer. I gave it to my brother. I got frustrated with it. I'm an impatient kind of dude. So
it happens, buddy. It happens.
He's printed a whole bunch of Star Wars stuff lately.
He has?
Yeah, and he likes the God of War video game, whatever. And I guess I'm going to be, for Christmas, I'm going to be sneaking him some Star Wars Legion stuff because he's a Star Wars nut. And he has no interest into the miniature stuff, but I figure if I, slowly, here, man, paint these up, man. These are pretty cool. Oh, and by the way, this is what you do in a game.
You can always do like Imperial Assault. That way it's a reasonable scale.
Yeah. So, and then this has been kind of forgotten with Wiley's. That one.
Yeah, it's still out there, man.
Yeah, I know.
It's one of those real particular source books, right? Like nobody talks about the Mexican book either, Viva la Revolucion.
You mean this one here?
Whatever it is. Is it Viva la? Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at it on my shelf right now too. Let's see, but yeah, like you don't hear much about that. You don't necessarily. I hear more about bloody tomahawks than that bad boy. Obviously, everybody likes Tales of Horror. Tales of Horror is badass.
Yeah, Tales of Horror is pretty fun.
I am a big fan of Tales of Horror, to be honest with you. If nothing else, just the number of like weird options and stuff in Tales of Horror is just fantastic.
We all got the second edition of this, but this one, the first edition,
yep,
freaking bloody.
It's sitting right here. Yeah, the way that like shock is treated and the way wound rolls work, it can get rough.
Yes, it can, real quick.
It's fun, but it can be brutal, dude.
And this, I make photocopies of this all the time. The back where it's got the game sheet and the traits and stuff on it. This works so much better than me printing out the cards and all that crap of the characters. I can just read them all up and just
all depends on how you like to do it, man.
Yeah. So that's the way I usually go when I play this.
I like the cards. I'm just brutally not good at doing stuff with computers. Yeah. So it takes me forever, which is fun.
I'm finding myself, it takes me forever to sit there and create them. So now I just go back of the book and use what's in the back.
Oh, jeez. I don't question that.
Holy crap. Wag showed up finally. What's up?
Hey, Mr. Long. We were just talking about me thinking about sending you a banana in your Geek Gaming order. And by just, I mean, 2 hours and change ago. But yeah, good to see you, buddy. What's going on?
Yeah.
Shoot, I got a couple previous editions of. Oh man, there's my. Chris, remember when I got Galactic Heroes 1, the PDF, and then that asshole at Office Depot who used to give me trademark trouble all the time.
Oh yeah.
He'd be like, these are trademarked. Yeah, I'm fucking aware that they're trade. Well, I need the author's permission to do that. So then I had to get on Facebook while I'm standing there and, message Jay like, hey, I need your permission to print the PDF that I bought from you. And then I did the same thing to David Manley because I was trying to print off a couple of long face games rule sets. Dr. Manley got back to me surprisingly promptly, given that he's 6 hours ahead in the UK, and very politely, yes, Mr. Beatonstein by all means has permission to print my rule books. He paid for them. We do that instead of shipping across the Atlantic. Jay, on the other hand, was significantly less polite.
Oh, man.
Which was entertaining, but the dude got all flustered and wound up printing Galactic Heroes for me in color.
Oh.
Instead of in black and white like I paid for. And I pointed it out to him. I'm like, I paid for this in black and white, man. He's like, it's going to cost more to reprint it. Okay. I'm just trying to not get into a trick bag where you guys are mad because I cheated you or something. All right?
Right.
Relax, Kemosabe.
Take care, Nord.
See you, Nord, buddy.
That's so weird because Office Depot, I'll print Wiley's PDFs at Office Depot and they don't give me an issue at all.
I have only had trouble with the one guy once.
Wow.
Like every now and then they'll slide that little sheet in there that says, printing copyrighted materials against the law. Okay. And I had to made me sign something the second time that stated that I was not printing copyrighted material. I didn't have permission to print. Like, dude, get the fuck out of here. Come on.
Right. God, it's fucking.
Crap, it's 9:30, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do believe we're gonna. It's good to know that Chris Long is alive.
Yeah.
Glad you're doing okay, buddy. But I think we are gonna go ahead and wrap it up for this week.
Wrap it up.
We've got be on the lookout over at Wiley Games channel. We might be doing some live streaming of the games this weekend, maybe.
Oh, nice.
Jay asked me what he couldn't remember the StreamYard. He says,
Yeah.
"Yeah, what's that streaming you use every week? It's got the duck."
Yeah.
So we may do we may do some live streaming of the games this weekend. So check that out. Let's see. Meandering Mike fell asleep in his chair. His ass hurts. And then Walkabout's been fighting the government. Hopefully, be over soon so we can get back to hobbying. Well, best of luck to you, buddy. I'd say if there's anything I could do for you, I would do it. But you being in the Canada and me being in the U.S., not much help here. So
We're pulling for you, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. But guys, thanks so much for being here. Mutt, thanks for hopping on.
Yeah.
McMurray, as always.
Yeah.
If Reese watches the last part of this, hope you get to feeling better, buddy. Hexy showed up. That's always nice to see him. And the rest of you guys out there, Mike, Chris Long, Telemachus, Nord, all you guys, thanks so much once again. You guys take care, and until next time, we will see you on the flip side.
Later, guys.